returning and new subscribers. What's going on, y'all? I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Pantera. Welcome, returning. Shout out to y'all and new members. And most of all, major shout out to the members of the channel. Let's get right into it. The message right now is, do you trust yourself and the guidance of your heart to align and take heed of what it is your heart is asking, suggesting, guiding you to do? And the guide that I'm getting is more so having to do with synchronistic events, specifically events that occur where you are now seeing the synchronicities in them, not necessarily just numbers, but actual events where it can come across as deja vu, or you are recognizing, people, or interacting with new people who remind you of a situation or an energy of the past. Now, for some of you, it's to show you that this is something you're ready for to move forward with. And in other cases, obviously, something to completely step away from. Okay? Now, what planetary hour are we in? The sun. Okay. Life purpose, immortal spirit. Okay. The ego, or the experience you gain through observation. Also speaking to the gut. The moon is currently in the sign of Libra. Let's refresh this so we can look at our degrees. 21 degrees, which is a Sagittarius degrees. So when it comes to emotions attached to memories, the moon in the sign of Libra, where you would see if a situation is balanced, harmonious, the growth you've had through confrontation, are you seeing that with it being at 21 degrees? Okay. I'm going to pull a message here from the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. Shout out to this deck here. Okay. Beautiful deck. We're going to pull a message from there. But Libra 21 degrees, a magician, a magician wearing a live snake for a belt. Mind you, the snake is around her neck though. But that's the magician card, number 1. Okay. A Mobius strip of yes into no into yes. Yes is primarily the eager embrace of sense life in a rapture of release. The no is not being able to handle, even remotely, the social repercussions of being viscerally empowered, growth through confrontation. The further yes is at last being able to embrace unreservedly the self that got lost in the world and the world that got lost in the self. Until this final reckoning, the no wreaks havoc. The further yes is at last being able to embrace unreservedly the self that got lost in the world and the world that got lost in the self. Until this final reckoning, the no wreaks havoc. You thrash around in a frenzy of trying, which is an insult to doing, but there you go. In a frenzy of trying to spin away from reflected images and impressions. You just cannot bear to hold still and be pinned by ideas about who you are and who you are not. An elemental power in spiral vortex action seeks to consume all false selves and to become so authentic that each breath of experience is purely there with no interpretive filter whatsoever. This power ultimately brings everybody to the point of no longer putting up with being trapped in the shallow frequencies and burst everything open, or else is willing to die trying. Libra 21, a magician wearing a live snake for a belt. And the fact that this is the metaphor inside degrees for Libra, which is an air sign, what I'm getting from this is, do you really see the value of your thoughts? Because it can take you into a position too far ahead of yourself or too far into the past where you're either sink or be too high to the point where you're not even aware of what you can attain basically in this highness, your royal highness, and this high vibe over as far as what's coming through here is where you go to be able to bring downloads through your body, through your mind, through your head. Okay, now wow, let's look and see what the vibe is here. Pull a Black Moon Lilith card. Okay, one more shuffle. Ooh, I want to drop that. So we got Mary Magdalene. Oof. Divine, loyal goddess. And conjunction. Becoming whole again. Mary Magdalene, number 19. Oh shit. And number 36. Mary Magdalene conjunction. Now, definitely at the point of a new beginning here with this energy of Mary Magdalene and conjunction. Let's look at Mary Magdalene here. You're at the beginning of the divine, loyal goddess. I'm hearing respecting yourself, your boundaries. Okay, something about those yeses and nos. Mary Magdalene is venerated in modern days as a biblical deity for her loyalty to Jesus and the deep spiritual understanding she had of his teachings. When this oracle card appears, loyalty and understanding from others is coming into your life due to the understanding of self. Let's not forget that. Relationships are a delicate art of balance. Balance correlating with Libra, the moon in Libra right now. Relationships are a delicate art of balance, respect, and honesty. And you are now realizing the importance of choosing the proper people in your life. You are responsible for anyone or anything that is draining you. Let's pause for a second. You are responsible for anyone or anything that is draining you. What feelings come up for you in realizing that you are responsible for anyone or anything that is draining you? Some of you, in hearing that, it's not the time for you to be feeling sorry for yourself. Use that, okay? Use that energy to show you that you have to stop regretting what you allowed to drain you. or where you may have succumbed to people pleasing. Just know that anytime you're in a position of people pleasing, you can feel this within your gut when this happens. You can feel this flow through your body. Anytime you're in a position of people pleasing, just know that you are disregarding, disconnecting, and disrespecting yourself. So when disrespected externally or dishonored externally, you have to give access to that energy for that to show up, for that to move that way. Because you were given the first nudge or the electrical impulse through your body when you wanted to say no, but instead you said yes. Or when you wanted to say yes and you said no. But again, this is not the time for you to be feeling sorry for yourself. Sit up straight, okay? And just look at that situation as, you know what? That's a pivotal point. Look at that moment as this is the why something occurs. But it's okay. Move on from it. Because that's the thing about thoughts, the energy of thoughts. It can put you in a state of depression or anxiety very easily, depending on which side of the spectrum you decide to go to with those thoughts. But if you shut that off, okay, you shut that off. See, that's the first, I'm not going to say the first, but a key trait in terms of what one can utilize or pull from, you know what I'm saying, to get into a space where they are connecting to the soul, to everything that is aware as to why all of this is happening, and not over questioning or not over questioning or over analyzing, just allowing it to be. Because your physical body will have you do that. Welcome, beloved, welcome. It will have you in a space where, okay, you know this is not a environment or realm of thought you want to be in, but if you continue to process that, you continue to remain there. Again, it is up to you to switch it off. But notice the challenge that you get when shutting it off. You get more reasons to keep it on, those thoughts on. But again, those same reasons are coming from your own perception. You're the one that's driving this. Okay? Now is the time for you to take responsibility for the people, places, and things in your life in order to make a change. Mary Magdalene is here to reach you, to teach you that you must fill yourself up first before you can give. So some of you are possibly going through a situation where you are becoming whole again, aligning with the masculine and feminine within. You're becoming whole again, honey and milk, or milk and honey, or the moon and the sun. And people are considering you selfish because you are becoming whole again. Selfish, something like, but like is what? It's not exactly it. So you're getting to the it, not something like it. You're getting back to the wholeness of you again, not something like it. Be discerning about who you give your devotion to. Because those that are calling you selfish for real, because you close the door on them, they can't infiltrate your system. Be discerning about who you give your devotion to. The Mary Magdalene Oracle card is about ending any rifts, strife, or discord you've been experiencing with others. She is reminding you that loyalty should only be given to those you trust. At the very beginning of this message, do you trust yourself enough to respond and trust the guidance of your heart? Because your heart is going to constantly send off that signal, okay? To let you know that you have to fill yourself up first, and when you're not. Respect yourself enough, y'all, so you can really see true loyalty or what isn't. Because when you respect yourself, to now get to the loyalty of yourself, it'll show around you. But if you don't respect those boundaries that you have in terms of when you want to say no, you say no. And you allow pity or people pleasing to have you say yes, it's time to cut that out. Okay. In the New Testament, which speaks to the new body, mind, and soul, or the revived body, mind, and soul, Mary Magdalene is known for witnessing the crucifixion. Now, that crucifixion, the way it's coming through and the way it normally, or the way it's really supposed to be, let's not even go there. But what this is speaking to is the point that you are able to reach your heart chakra. Okay. Notice the cross that occurs between your shoulders, your heart that is below, and your throat that is above your shoulders. That is that cross right there. Now, Mary Magdalene, mag, but you also have mag in the word magnetic. Okay. There's something here about with her energy, witnessing the crucifixion and being the first to see Christ when he resurrected from the dead, as it says here. But in terms of what's going on within the body, or for you as a collective, that let's put it into the simplest terms ever. As long as you allow yourself to say no, those cells that are in your body to help you to renew yourself, to help you to release any form of trauma, if you allow yourself to follow the guidance of your heart, again, making it as simple as possible, saying no when you want to say no and not people pleasing to say yes, now you'll be able to allow those cells to awaken, to give you new skin, or to shed the old and allow you to come to a point of a rebirth. Because in order for one to resurrect, you do have to rise to the occasion and from it. Rise to, through, and from the occasion. Occasion also has the OCC to it in terms of the eyes, or seeing. Basically, what this is coming to is that everything that you're seeing with your two eyes right now is already in the past. It just caught up to your reality. 7:07 on the clock. So what I'm getting is, don't get stuck in what you're seeing right now, because that already happened. But the way, the body and the essence of light transfers an experience, it moves a little bit slower in this realm that's very dense. But something here is changing, and drastically, where now you're actually seeing the now. The channel is open. I was hearing that earlier before coming onto the live, and it just came through again. The channel is open. Connection to the higher self, to whatever, energetic frequencies you want to connect to assist you in connecting further with your higher self. The channel is open. Becoming whole again. What I'm seeing right now is a baby, a newborn baby, and the crown of their head is open. Literally is the image that I'm being shown as I'm saying what I'm saying to y'all. Your crown is open. Some of you may have been getting this urge to protect your crown. Do that. As well as eating a certain way, do that. Whatever it is that is coming through to you as a nudge to do it, don't put it off. Especially if you have the moment to do it right in that moment, in that time that it comes through, don't put it off. And the other thing is also, when you find yourself in just a sudden meditative, blissful state, begin to be more conscious of that and expand on it. The best way I can explain this is the following. Let's say you decide to change the way you eat. Eat a certain way, eat that way for 3 days, and then test yourself the next 3 days to see if you can keep up with that regimen. Then on day 4, go 5 days with eating the way you want to change, your eating habits. After that 5th day, give yourself a testing period of 5 days where you're not really, focusing on eating that way, but see if you can continue with it. And then 7, so on and so forth. Building yourself up to get to that point. So when you find yourself in these sudden moments of, a meditative state, even if you're at work or doing whatever it is, and you find yourself just get real still, and you feel as though you're in deep thought, but you're not really thinking about anything. You're just there. You're just being, not just there. You're being. 7:11 on the clock. Expand on that. Be more conscious of it, because this is how you dial into that higher frequency or that higher channel that's wide open. Blessings, beloved. Okay. Mary's role became shrouded in sexual sin. What is sin? Missing the target aimed for. That's what a sin is. It's an archery term. Archery, the archer, Sagittarius, I see. It says I see. You see the target, but then you also allow yourself to veer off course or get distracted. And some of you are becoming whole again from being anchored. You know what I'm saying? In some form of sexual sin, in terms of connecting with those that are not on the path that you are going on. Basically, when you notice that this is happening, but you still continue to be around that energy or person, but officially being able to remove yourself or whatever it is that keeps you anchored to wanting to keep going back to it, which will actually shift when you really decide to take the moment and ask yourself, or hold yourself accountable. As it says here, you are responsible for anyone or anything that is draining you. And the way you start to realize this is you start to take note or become more conscious of a certain event that occurs in your life and the way you begin to feel after it. Certain things lift you up, empower you, other things bring you down. But it's time to be more aware of each and all of these things. You have the time to do that. People usually have more time to get distracted and go off course. But you also have the option to go a different direction on your path. Overall, Mary Magdalene's message is it's important to heal and practice balance in your devotion. Your radical self-love will allow you to help and give to others. So there's this energy here of giving, but in a way that it does not drain you. Let's get one more. Black Moon Lilith. Wow. In Scorpio. And speaking of sexual energy, it is Scorpio season. 8. Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. Sexual alchemy with Black Moon Lilith in Virgo at the bottom of the deck. Release perfectionism. Let's look at this. Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. Sexual alchemy. As far as the divine feminine, heal your divine feminine sexual magnetism. There goes that word. Magnetic. Magdalene. Magnetic. Heal your divine feminine sexual magnetism by releasing any shame you have around this primal side of yourself. Incorporating moments for self-pleasure, sex magic, and self-love can help you navigate it. Followed by the dark divine masculine shadow work. You have a deep sense of power, but it's important not to control others with it. Practice breath work and solitary meditation. Practices such as breath work and solitary meditation can help integrate any crisis you have experienced in your life. Now, this could be a collective energy as far as crisis, because of the opposition between Mars and Pluto at 29 degrees, which is an anaretic degree, also known as a crisis degree. But you can also look at the crisis energy as far as Christ is, because 29 is at a very high degree, or that bridge before going into another sign. So it's given the Hierophant energy, the messenger in between the heavens and the earth. Okay, so this oracle is calling for you to transform and heal your deepest shadow. Dark energy from childhood or ancestral traumas can project into your reality, holding you back from your true authentic self. It can feel as an arduous process, as a dark night of the soul, but on the other end of this journey is self-empowerment. So I feel, as I'm reading this to y'all, that some of you are receiving nudges from your heart space to heal some very deep traumatic experiences. Now, The trauma is the following, is that it's present in your reality. Uh, an okay, an emotion that is not shifting. Now, energy in motion, emotion constantly moves. It's always, you know, being transformed into something else. But you know, the transformation here, or the hold on. The transformation of energy could either be a high vibe or a low vibe. Remember, Mary Magdalene says, you are responsible for the energy that is draining you. The reason why this energy of relationships, you know, you may hear this often in the readings I've been doing here, and it's because we have the South Node in Libra and the North Node in Aries with Chiron in Aries. So anything that has to be reflected back to you, as far as a deeply rooted wound, is going to be shown to you. So that way you can release these habits in terms of the type of connections that you consider significant, because you may not be seeing your significant self fully as you should. But that's what these lessons are for. You know what I'm saying? So, Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio is both challenging and rewarding when integrated, symbolized by the scorpion. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, which represents the depth of emotion, secrets, crisis, the occult, and sexual power all live under Scorpio. Mars, the god of war, and Pluto, the lord of the underworld, both rule over Scorpio. While you may not see this intensity at first glance, it bubbles fiercely under the surface. Oh, yes. When Black Moon Lilith is in Scorpio, you can experience sexual trauma, power struggles, or crisis which can create suffering in the present. As a result, you may repress difficult events, leading to conflicts and challenges. This can also affect your personal power, as you tend to give it away to others when you are not careful. We can see this manifest in the life of Johnny Depp. Oh shit, a natal Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio who grew up with an abusive mother. You can alchemize this dark energy into light through shadow work, practicing boundaries, and releasing the past. It's time to deep into your darkest shadows. Tap into your sexual power and magnetism to heal. Now, let me go right into this. Tarot energy here. Ooh, hold on. Where these moon cards at? Because there's something here with these two being present at the same time. The moon and the Black Moon Lilith. Those are two different energies. But hold up. Let's see something. It got me going straight to this moon deck. Let's see what happens here. 721. We started with the moon in Libra at 21 degrees. Libra is the 7th house. 734 on the screen. Mary Magdalene being clarified by your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. 90 degrees. Okay. The number 9 is definitely significant because we got this 9 here, another 9 with the 1 and the 8. 36 also showed up, which is another 9. Okay. You're very close to achieving your goal. Your commitment is being tested. Let me see. Clarify Black Moon, Lilith, and Scorpio. 1 second, yeah. Let's see here. Your commitment is being tested when it comes to building and taking action on what it is you want to build. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. So the fact that we started this at the time that the moon was in Libra at 21 degrees, 21 is the world card. We got the full moon in Libra coming out. And this is indicating a completion to a cycle. Definitely has to do with some form of sexual trauma or repressed sexual energy. We have a personal issue reaches a resolution with the full moon in Cancer. I'm not feeling this energy, but certainly we'll have to read it because this could have been something with, regarding family. You know what? You know what I'm getting from this over here? Where, let's say there was some type of, this is where the Pluto and Scorpio energy comes through, as far as this the type of shit that got to stop. Where there's some form of, sexual encounter when it comes to unconsented in terms of family and all this other bullshit, and people are still around each other as if nothing ever fucking happened. What did Mary Magdalene say? The energy here. You are responsible for the energy that drains you. See, with Pluto in Capricorn, Mars in Cancer, Saturn, Neptune, both in Pisces, a lot of these secrets are being put right on the table. Or a lot of what's been repressed, or what one has not wanted to say, but still around people who, were engaged in certain events. That type of shit coming to an end here. Now, it's a win-win outcome for all. However, as the scales are being balanced, obviously there has to be a shift where, something has to begin to rise, but it's all dependent on the other side. Where are we going with this for real? Let me see. Where are we going with this? A new start is coming. Don't let your past hold you back. You and your loved ones are safe. A fiery climax approaches. Where is this going? So that full moon in Aries was very significant in Libra season. You know what I'm getting, why it's important to really, if there's people that you have around you that you can't tolerate the sight of them because of something that occurred in the past, it's time to really, handle that. It's time to put the gavel on it, on some, this energy is not going to shift unless you're not around this particular frequency. And be okay with that. Not sure if you got people around you who are, persuading or influencing you. Oh, this is family. This is all this other bullshit. Let me tell you something. What is your heart telling you to do? Forget who you got talking to in your ear or in your head about what to do. What is your heart telling you to do about a situation that you really have to heal at this point? Because sexual energy is one of the rawest forms of alchemy. I mean, everything that is created, there is some form of sexual energy that occurs, even if it may not appear to be the same way that it occurs amongst different species. But it happens. But if there's something that's being suppressed because you still got the energy around you, putting your smile on your face around people or situations you really don't want to be around, stop doing that to yourself. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. But from the moment that you're hearing this message, let this be the last moment, for real, where you disconnect from people and situations that really trigger the space that you know you've healed from. But the final part is to disconnect completely. Where you're not surrounded by them. As far as a person, you know? Confidence is your key to success. Your ability to take action. And if you have suppressed root chakra energy, you won't have that key. Because in order to get to the solar plexus, you're going to have to be able to dig through the ground to plant that seed first. Or have the courage to use a shovel and make space, way to plant new seeds. New moon in Scorpio is definitely in 2 more days or so. Show me this. As far as a win-win outcome is forecast, it's safer for somebody to step away. Because Scorpio is death and rebirth. It's safer for somebody to step away, okay? Because, yeah, no. Why is it safer? Let's see if this deck makes it clear. Because it can. It really can. The Kippers. Why is it safer for the collective to safe away? To safe away, huh? To separate themselves from the energy. Why is it important? 1, great fortune. A new start is coming. Could have to do with love. 15, also, why is it important for you to step away? Because 15, temptation, you'll be repeating a cycle. We have concern. 33, master teacher, meaning have you mastered this lesson? It'll show if you did. If you're able to really see your value and step away from this situation. Concern, message of concern. Why is it safer for you to step away? Because you don't want to receive a message that really brings forth some level of concern. Could have to do with an older man here that is already concerned. Marriage is involved. I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune, especially with the Pluto to Mars opposition at 29 and then going to Aquarius, Pluto going into Aquarius. That speaks to the collective ascension. So that's the way I'm getting the image of this is you're being granted all of the resources, all of the keys, all of the knowledge for you to open up new doors. But you can also put yourself in a state of a void. Look at this false person here. 8:33. There's this 8 here. 26. This is really coming through as far as a past life karmic lesson. I have to get my past life cards for this. Privileged lady. What's all this money about? There's a lot of money involved in something. Threes, fours, fives, eights. There's a lot of money involved in something here. Somebody is working and they're getting, it's something about what you're doing is not what you're supposed to be doing. Your only reason why you're doing this, it has something to do with, first and foremost, the core of it is the reason why there is a suppression of sexual energy or overactive sexual energy where it's not being used in the truest form of alchemy. 7:34 on the clock right now. Either somebody was married or getting married. I'm getting a divorce here with all this money thing that's coming up. Or someone that is divorced already. It's been 6 months in the making because 4/12 is Aries season and you do have the full moon in Aries here. So something could have ended during Libra season. Officially ended during Libra season. Someone definitely went through a journey in analyzing why it's safer to step away, really seeing it clearly. The privileged lady is on the table. You got the courthouse coming out here and you got the wealthy man. What is all this money about? Why is it safer for you to leave? It's something about money. Okay, confidence is the key to your success. Trusting your gut about the reasons why it's safer for you to go, because there's a lot of money involved. Why they got me saying this money day or a lot of money's involved is for a reason, obviously. Something about January 23rd, 2003. They did not let me miss that shit because I saw this on the walk. I saw a license plate that said 12303. And I said, I'll mention it if it comes up. And the way it's coming up, as far as military time, this will be 1 o'clock. You got 23 here. Something about the 23rd of January, 2003. All these threes, though. I'm hearing a reward for breaking a generational cycle, especially with this Scorpio energy that's coming through here. One more. Oh my gosh. message about your journey. It's complete. 1, January could definitely be of significance. It could either be Capricorn or Aquarius. Well, that's like 123 is Aquarius. Healing, a healing message, a message of healing. Someone is healed. Why it's important for you to leave? Because you will heal. If you don't, this is what I'm saying. So the reason why I chose this deck to pull the message, because honestly, let's just put it out there. This is really a matter of life or death. Just put it that way. I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but that's how serious this is. Let me pull one more. Black Moon. Wow. Jupiter comes out. But hold up. Let's put it back and see. You have multiplication at the bottom of the deck. Jupiter and multiplication. 43, what's this? 27, another 9. 7, 9, 43, 34, another 7. Message from your higher self. Of emotional clearing. The solution. Stepping you into expansion, prosperity, and growth. That is the message, Jupiter. Something about disregarding something that you can actually utilize to help you move forward, but not seeing it because of past trauma. And the only reason why that past trauma, well, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons why that trauma still has a way of living within you, you are surrounded by who is connected to it, or people who are still connected to that person. This is how deep this shit is going at this point. You may not even be around a certain person, but there may be someone you are close to and that you're always around that still has a connection to whomever was associated with that experience that you went through. Especially at this point, if you are watching this message or just in general on this channel, it's about assisting you in, really crossing that bridge and really shedding old skin so you can rise to the occasion. And part of that really leads into a space in life or a moment in life where you feel as though you are isolated from everything and everyone you used to know. Let's see. Jupiter. It's a positive sign from the universe when a Jupiter card shows up in the reading. Jupiter is the 5th planet change from the sun and the largest in the solar system. Just as it is in its physical size, it manifests growth and expansion as it moves and speaks with the planets in your chart. Jupiter is here to light your way towards progress. You can also feel the urge to delve into your spiritual and shadow work practice. Jupiter, it's retrograde, so it's really helping you. It's expanding something too, as it relates to your thoughts of childhood. I'm getting something about 3rd grade, because Jupiter is in Gemini, but 3rd grade came up. This could even be an energy as far as, someone that you have around you. Let's say you're not someone, and thankfully so, that you didn't experience some type of unconsent sexual situation. But you have someone around you who's not being honest about what has occurred. And this is what's keeping them in a space where they're constantly going through turmoil within their thoughts, within their emotions. and you're doing all you can to assist this person, but no one can change a person but themselves. 655 on the screen. With Jupiter showing up here, expect new people, places, and experiences to come into your life and elevate your consciousness. Yes, this is what I'm saying. With the way this came out, you have great fortune, concern, followed by a message of concern, marriage. There's so many doors that are opening up here for you, but it's important to let the past go. Don't let it hold you back. What is the root of this? Show me the root of this. Past life. Show me the root. Okay. We have Asia. Someone could have chinky eyes. I'm getting from that. Not necessarily the place, but that could be significant, or someone's name. But the eyes, the features here. There's someone with significant, you know, Asian features that has a connection to your past. Show me their energy here. Show me. Seven of Pentacles, reflecting back to see how far you've come. And a Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Let me see here. Yeah, there's a lot of deeply rooted. This is a deeply rooted connection here with someone. There, what I'm getting is this someone who has chinky eyes, or just profound Asian features. May not necessarily be from there or not know that they are. Something about that as well. Let me see. Seven of Pentacles, another seven. And then you have the Queen of Cups, Cancer, surrender. Personal issue reaches a resolution. You and your loved ones are safe. Whew. And then the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. There has been a lot of holding on of past ancestral trauma, for sure. I literally have my hands at the side of my eyes and pulling my eyes back as far as there's something here about the eyes, or, okay. For those of you, if you know, you know that when you go through a significant spiritual transformation or clearing, your features begin to change because your cells now are moving in a different way. You have cells within you that are awakening, the ones that are finishing, you know, their role in your life. They are being, I would say, replenished or rejuvenated by going through a much effortless circulation process, because you're now practicing detachment and letting go. Very similar to the way trees are, the way nature is. It doesn't hold on to anything from the previous season. You see this equal exchange here as well. You got higher self, multiplication showing up, and a lot of reflective energy here. These threes, yo, that's Jupiter right there too, though. Let's see what this multiplication talking about. Your higher self, the spiritual realm cannot exist without the physical. They interplay and weave in and around each other. Through consistency and practicality, we can manifest our dreams, wishes, and intentions from our imagination. You'll have a lot more assistance about the way your imagination works specifically for you based on your Neptune placement. The Multiplication Oracle card wants you to know the value of discipline, routine, and putting your new consciousness into practice each day. So Saturn is also helping. And then mentioning Neptune, Pisces energy, is helping you to come up with a new routine when it comes to, I'm getting spiritual hygiene. Okay. Sometimes we can lose sight of the real world and dream without doing. Sometimes we can lose sight of the real world when we hope and dream without doing. Now, let me continue. Multiplication is asking you to get down to business and truly embody the new you every single day. The longer and more often you live in your truth, speaking of being consciously aware when you feel these new shifts, or, feeling yourself in the way that you can actually breathe. 660 on the screen, 747 on the clock, where you feel as though you're breaking through, you're having a breakthrough. You can relax, expand on that. Because how often do you expand on a situation that no longer serves you? Give yourself the opportunity, allow yourself the opportunity to expand when you have this blissful gratitude moment for a breakthrough. And the more you practice that, the more, events will come into your life to bring forth that energy as to why you would be grateful or express gratitude. The longer and more often you live in your truth, the more it becomes a natural part of you. The mathematical definition of multiplication is the repeated addition of a specific number. Habits, practice, and repetition are important when you reach the 11th gate of the magnum opus. One second. Hold on. Magnum opus is the process alchemists go through to achieve the philosopher's stone. It also means great work in Latin. The process alchemists go through to achieve the philosopher's stone, which means you're able to read through parables. That's the energy of the philosopher's stone. Some of you may want to watch Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone. Where we at? Okay. You are becoming a master of your reality and on your way to fully achieving the philosopher's stone. While it's important to use your imagination to visualize what you desire, you must do the work to achieve it. Multiplication lays a strong foundation to build an aligned reality. With this Queen of Cups here, and speaking of multiplication, the womb space, the mother, the multiplier, the nurturer. Why is this connected to this past life card? Give me a second. Hold on. Why is this connected to this past life card? Pleiades. Also having to do with 7. Double mission. Channeling and uplifting humanity. Speaking of, the channel is open. This is very significant here. You see this? Let me look through this. Hold on. There's something here about someone's sleep. Sleeping longer than you expected to, or felt longer because you were going through this process right here that you see. An ascension process. Realigning with the higher self. Remembering the mission to channel, to uplift humanity. By first uplifting yourself out of, whatever wants to fight against that. And this is coming through as a church here. There's something here about churches. Yeah, I mean, yes, Mary Magdalene is here, but it's much deeper than just her showing up. This could also be speaking to, being acquainting yourself, being more acquainted with the ascension of the Christ oil that happens when the moon is in your sun sign, which is the process of dormant cells awakening to heal the body. But if these dormant cells remain dormant, then those cells that are, basically dead cells are just sitting in the body. This is when now the body begins to age or feel tired, or, I mean, it's a different time when you're going through an upgrade. That tired that you feel when you're going through an upgrade, it's more of a peaceful state. You feel as though you're more in harmony with yourself, and you allow yourself to have that type of rest. So much so that if you have so many other things that you have going on, but you're receiving these messages from your higher self and you're very aware of this, you're allowing yourself to get that rest that is required at that time. 566 on the screen, 655 and 556 showing up. Let me see what else. Hold up. What was that? Emotional clearing. Either some of you have had some very deep, lucid, astral dreams, either going in the ethers or underwater. You're definitely going through a significant emotional clearing. It's coming through as an initiation, honestly. There's a lot of frequency coming through somebody's hands as well. Spouse. There's a lot of cards, not a lot, but this energy keeps coming up. Spouse, marriage, courtship, protection. They're there again. 7. Call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. Yeah. Finances, spouse. See, something about money. I heard miracle. We have play here. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Spouse, finances, and play. The great gathering. What in the entire astral projection is happening here? It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. Trust and faith. Scorpio and Pisces. transforming beliefs. We have scribe or writer. Transforming beliefs. Karmic relationship. Now I just got the image from Siempre Bruja, where she's a witch from, why am I losing this right now? Is it Colombia or Cuba? I think it's Colombia. She's a witch and she's in this time period, but the love of her life is in the 1500s. But the house that she used to serve in the 1500s is also the same house she's in this modern age. And the way that they were able to communicate is by writing each other letters and putting it within this crevice spot in the wall. And he will receive her messages from the 2000s or the era that she's in, and she will receive his from over there. There's something about that where, because she basically is able to go back in time after learning what she had to learn in this time period that we're in now and take it back to the 1500s to change the entire timeline of the way witches were handled by the church. And what was karmic about that energy is that the mother of the love of her life was the reason why she was put to hang or burn at the stake. But she wakes up in the ocean in this time period. And that's the way the show begins and goes through. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. You're already doing it. Let me see. Baby, speaking of starting over, and Native American. You could be of Native American. We have baby here. And priestess, Native American baby priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? You're native to this land. One of the originals. Spouse, baby, trust, faith, karmic relationship. Well, that's another thing too, especially with this courthouse energy popping up. Something could be clearing here in regards to this karmic relationship where a baby is also involved. What's this that fell? We have the High Priestess, the Wheel, and the Nine of Swords. Wow. Something is moving extremely fast. Okay, the way I'm feeling in this, in delivering this message right now, to be honest, this earthly realm feels very slow. And there's so much information that's coming in at a much faster rate that words cannot even express it the way it's supposed to be expressed. However, here's the Wheel of Fortune that I was seeing earlier. Now, this is what's being revealed. A lot that has been causing anxiety, or the reason as to why one has been overthinking. It was the key to unlock the confidence, but you would have to see that. Where's the collective here? We got the Tower. So a sudden change in events that allows you to see it. I'm hearing you can't even run from this. It can't even run from you. It has to happen at the moment that it happens. 9, 10, 2. 9, 10, 2. So something pertaining to 2002 that led to January 23rd of 2003. Three of Wands. It brought something on its way. What is that? Knight of Wands. Sagittarius energy. Something that allows you to see the karmic lesson or the temptation through experiencing it, though. So basically learning how to do something by doing it, actually being there, learning how to heal by feeling the pain in order to transform it. 13. Learn. Shit, there it is. That's 123. That's Aquarius. What's behind this? I want us to show it's definitely quite a long journey you've been on, but it's being closed out here, especially during Scorpio season with the 13, 9 of Swords and 4 of Swords. What is this? Yeah, you are the official person to do it, to rebuild. Rebuild what? The masculine, the male, the main male. To rebuild the way one takes action. Look how close that is to 123, though. The gift. Whoa. You're the one that brings light to the gift. Okay, you're the one that brings light to the gift of the bloodline. So it doesn't, so it's not forgotten, basically. Hold up. So that is not forgotten. Because Mary Magdalene is the apostles of apostles. Out of the 12, she's the 13, or the example of what it means to be 13. The balance of the feminine and the masculine, the balance of the dark and the light. That's why it's safe for you to leave or to step away from situations that, you know, you have to hold yourself accountable for, especially if it's draining you. It's draining you because there's a certain level of energy that you can connect to that your higher self doesn't allow you to go to that point, because you're surrounded by an energy where it won't be safe for those energies around you. So it's basically 677 on the screen, where you carry this voltage that it's important for you to be in a safe environment in order to operate at that voltage. You know what I mean? You're the official person, 122. Grab this up. So let me do that. You break this. There's definitely a cycle here that you break in terms of the relationships people have, or the perception, or the way of moving through courtship and relationships when it comes to your bloodline or your peoples. These two. It really feels as though you come from an energy that sexual energy, alchemy cannot be something that is misused or unaware of. Yes. Ace of Pentacles and Ten of Cups. Yes. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. So we got Cancer, Pisces, Earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. That was just saying yes to this. Okay. Say less. sun. Energy speaks to the sun. Goddess of the moon, 17. Balance and healing. Okay. Followed by, the sun. Contract. 16, that's the tower. There's a sudden change in the contract when it comes to your purpose, your life's purpose, your immortal spirit. Archangel Michael here now. Oh boy. 8. Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, also 8. 1688, you see? All tied up. What's behind it? What's behind it? The garden and the gate. Look at that. The person with the key. You're the one with the key. 23 was courthouse. All tied up. You have the court again. So divine justice is at play here to bring forth your happiness, to even help you to see that you can get yourself out of this sense of imprisonment with and to really step into your expansion with the 3 Jupiter energy. Then you have the heart chakra, Archangel Raphael, 38, number 11. There's some form of justice playing out. Oh shit, heard that earlier as well. I heard they getting their ass handed to them. Listen, that's also another reason why it's safe for you to step away from situations here. You know they draining you, got you feeling all tied up. Warning, today. Look back, but don't stay there about something that occurred today, 2023. Either you said something or someone said something to you, or a secret was revealed, 3912. Or you realizing you had to undo yourself from a situation. Something about hospitals or prison, speaking of 12th house energy. We got appreciation and Archangel Uriel. Non-stop. Uriel in the building. Helping you to see the patterns where there was a lack of appreciative love. Because of all of deceit that was going on. Another 7. Even in the midst of deceit, you had very significant energies here to help you through it. Even if you felt as though you were in this 9 of Swords energy of anxiety, sleepless nights, psychic attacks, you were going through, instead of you reading a book, you were hands-on and learning about, ways of healing yourself through these type of situations, especially if it has to do with verbal abuse and transmuting that energy big time. Broken heart. So at one point in the story, Mary Magdalene, was basically stoned by the community because of her ways, her sexual ways, or her speaking to demons and this, that, or whatever, until Christ comes and tells her her name. So that is, in context, that is significant, that when you go through this process of ascension, you remember your name. It's almost similar. There goes, for some of you, this could be an initiation that you are going through since 2011 on the clock. I'm seeing there. Jupiter was in Aries then, so that could have been something. But yes, a point where you have completed your process of initiation, and in doing so you change your name, or you remember what your actual name is, and this name carries a lot of power, which helps you to really move through life in a way that you are connected to your higher self and not disconnected. Victory and the heart chakra, 2838, 10 years. Some of you may have taken you 10 years to walk away from something, but it's going to seem as though it's one once you cross that threshold. You got walking away, yin yang. For some of you, this is walking away from, someone that you consider possibly a twin soul or whatever the case may be. And you see, even if these energies were physically in appearance small, they packed a lot of energy in terms of protecting you, helping you to see, really protecting your heart and helping you to really know what's going on, even if at that moment you weren't fully aware. So very similar to the Seven of Cups energy as far as moving forward without seeing the bigger picture, but knowing that balance is coming in full effect. Again, with the 9, 10, 11, 12 energy, you were going through this alone. Yeah. So this may definitely have something to do with family. Woman holding the heart speaks to a woman holding the heart of her family, or having to do with the situation in love that one was attached to. And in practicing that art of detachment, one steps into their door to personal healing and happiness. Door to spirit. Being willing to attain mental clarity by acknowledging, handling what's keeping you from it. Let's get one final message here. Black Moon, Lilith, and Libra. You deserve balance. Speaking of. With Black Moon, Lilith, and Capricorn, you deserve balance and an elevated status. 10-7, 10-23. The Moon. Intuition, emotional healing. These are beautiful cards. Black Moon, Lilith, and Libra. Don't let imposter syndrome keep creeping, especially when you're at a point in your life where, your status is being elevated. Don't let that imposter syndrome creep in, baby, okay? Relationships are a delicate balance, and Black Moon, Lilith, and Libra indicates that resolution starts within you. You may currently be experiencing power struggles with others, and it's up to you to change if you want to break the cycle. Speaking of relationships, yes. Black Moon, Lilith, and Libra can create a feminine shadow around relationships, balance, love, and beauty. Venus is the planetary ruler of Libra and energy, and evokes the energy of the fertility goddess of ancient Rome, which is a fertility goddess, period. But anyway, symbolized by the scales, Libra represents the balance, duality, and dynamics in relationships. When Black Moon Lilith is in the sign of Libra, your relationships can feel karmic, and discord can ensue. Singer Whitney Houston had Black Moon Lilith in Libra. May your soul rise in power, beautiful. Whitney Houston had Black Moon and Lilith in Libra in her 8th house of death and addiction, which manifested to her tumultuous marriage with Bobby Brown. Codependency or unequal relationships create inner tension, leaving you feeling unworthy. You may be hyper aware of your physical appearance. Feeling the drive to fight for justice and equality in the world can also be a desire. Do not allow others to dominate you. Instead, aim for them to complement and balance you. Beautiful advice right there. Do not allow others to dominate you. Instead, aim for them to complement and balance you, because that's the way you would flip the script in terms of what's being reflected back to you. Making decisions from this empowered space can help you to step into your power. Ashe. Dark divine feminine shadow work. Release judgment around beauty by indulging in self-care. Take a spiritual bath, work with candles. Take a spiritual bath with candles and essential oil and embrace your shape by running the oil over you. Speak positive affirmations as you do this. Dark divine masculine shadow work. Divine masculine energy is not about dominating others. Prioritize supporting and providing structure to those around you. Help, lead, and protect. Peace and harmony with others are resolved within. Don't deplete yourself by giving from an empty cup. So a major message here is you know, you're going to be shown what it's time for you to disconnect from, especially through the verbiage, oh, you're being selfish, as you are coming back to being whole again. Do not take that experience for granted or that event for granted the way you used to before and giving people the benefit of the doubt, as there is no benefit in doubting. Leave people where they are at, because they're the reason why you and them are different, levels, is because they're at a frequency that they choose to be at, and you have your frequency you choose to be at as well. So to merge the two, it's not something that you can force. You know what I'm saying? But with that, my loves, I leave you with your message. Have a blissful evening. I appreciate, love you all. See you next time.